Hey guys, it's Kansas from Kansas Spitz Photography and Design. I'm finally doing the second baseball tutorial for the editing. So I wanted to say a couple of quick things. If you're going to try to put these all together, they need to be the same. So you should be shooting in manual so you can control your settings and the light and the speed and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget that whenever you're doing this. You want to have control over that, and you can use, they don't have to be every subsequent picture, you can use every other one or whatever. You'll see sorry, that's my phone. You'll see whenever you start to put them together, I'm turning this on. You'll see whenever I put them together that I'm not going to use like 4 of them in a row. I'm going to use like 1, skip 1, 2, whatever. Anyways, so here we go. I'm going to start in Lightroom to kind of show you that they need to start like looking all the same, and then we'll go in Photoshop and put them all together. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, I am finally getting ready to do this composite video that I've been promising forever. I know baseball season is over, but it really doesn't matter. You can use this same technique for anything. And look, I am not the master at compositing. I do not claim to be. I will just show you how I do it. There are lots of photographers out there who are amazing with composites, and they literally floor me. So kudos to them. One day I will be as good as they are with it, should I choose to. So yeah, I mean, it's not like you just have to use this for baseball. You can use it for anything. So the first thing is I'll just pull open Lightroom, and this is what it was straight out of camera. And like I said, you need to shoot manual. And I just clicked the Golden Brilliance preset from, it came as a bonus with the Sunkissed collection. So I'll do that, and I might just bring the temperature down just a little bit because it's a little high, and then maybe bring this up a little bit. That's too much. I don't want to do too much. I don't want it to be, you know, like too muddy. So anyways, I'm just going to copy my settings from there and copy them on to the rest of these that I'm thinking about using, and then we'll decide which ones I'm going to use. And this is obviously my son Grayson, who is like a baseball fanatic right now. I love watching him play baseball. I mean, look how cute he is in that uniform, for goodness sakes. So that's probably the first one that I would consider. So that's basically it on the Lightroom stuff. You're just trying to get them to all look about the same, and you're just going to go through and pick out the ones that you want to use for the composite, and then you'll open them in Photoshop, and we'll get started on that. Okay, I am going to do these in Photoshop now. So the first thing you kind of have to do is decide which one of these you want to be the bottom picture, like the one that you're going to put everything on. And for me, it's going to be this one because I don't have to cut all this stuff out. And so we'll go to one of the other ones that we're going to put on here, and we'll grab our quick selection tool, and then we're just going to go in here and start making a loose selection. Most of you guys know that I use a tablet for editing, so I don't use a mouse or a mouse pad. I use an actual stylus, I guess is what it's called. So basically I'm going to get the best selection that I can going loosely, and then we'll go in here and hit refine edge, and this is going to help you get in there and get like in between there, because it's really going to grab the edges like around the hands and all that kind of stuff. I completely did not get that, so that's not good. I mean, you can kind of go around wherever, and you know, if you're doing this for a client or for yourself or some kind of big piece of artwork, you're going to want to get in there and zoom in and make sure that you're getting everything that you want to get. But I feel like that's a really good selection. So there's a couple things I'm going to do here. I'm going to go to save selection, and I'll just put number 1 here, but then I'm also going to hit Command J and put him on his own thing. And you can also tell there how well you did usually whenever you take him off of the background. So I'm going to hit the V for the tool that will move him, and I'm going to put him on here. So one thing we'll have to decide is if we want his feet behind. So let me show you how I would do this the same way. I would click on the layer that's got him on it, and you don't have to get that good of a selection. Here, let me turn that off. Hold on. Okay, like I said, you're just going to go in there pretty loosely. And we'll do the same thing with this one as we did on the other one. We'll do this. But we're not really, I mean, we are going to put him on his own level, but it's a little bit different. So I'm just going to hit Command J, and I'm going to bring him under. So that's right underneath him. So we'll just have to decide where we want like his feet there, you know. But that's kind of cool. The other thing, we might have to add a little bit of extra. So, like on this one, what we might do is go to canvas size and anchor it over there and do the width at maybe 19.5. We can always crop it back in. So if we might need to add a little bit of extra. So what I'm saying is like right here, I'm gonna hit Command J and drag it over and give us a little bit of extra. And it doesn't even have to, match up that good, let's be honest. That's probably not the best thing to do. Let me go ahead and make this bigger and bring it over. I don't know how much of this we're actually going to need, and really what I may do is do this, if I can make that work without it looking stupid. In fact, that's probably what I'll do. And then I'll go to the warp tool and move everything around. If I can move it up this much. That may not work. That's okay. I'm gonna leave this here, and we'll see when we get done with the second or the third picture if we need that one. So which one have we not done? Okay, this is the first one right here. So we need to, well, this is the first part of the slide. So I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm just gonna go in here really quickly, and I'm telling you, using a stylus or a pen and a tablet makes a huge difference as compared to like a mouse. So, okay. Don't worry, I'm not gonna sing for y'all. I can't sing worth a flip. If there was one thing I could do, a talent, I think it would be singing. I don't really want to play an instrument. I just want to be able to sing. And it doesn't have to be amazing, just enough to where I sound good in my car. Or the shower. Okay, so I think that one looks pretty good. I mean, it may not be as good as the other one, but like I said, you would get in there. I'm just kind of showing you the technique, and then it's up to you to really get in there and perfect what it is that you want. So I'm going to hit OK again, and then I'm going to hit Command J and put him on his own thing. So you see, we're gonna need, it depends on how close we want to put him. You know, how much of this we're gonna need. So I'm gonna drag that underneath there. It's not that big of a deal. You know, I can bring it in a little bit if I need to too. One thing I am noticing here though is that this probably needs, I'm gonna clip a levels layer and make it a little bit darker so it blends just a little bit better. And that's not gonna do anything to the rest of our image, obviously, because we've got it clipped to that. So, and I'll probably move that out just a little bit too. Oh, there we go. The only thing is I just don't like, I may just have to take him out completely because he's kind of getting on my nerves. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take them out. And what I think I'll do is I'll go ahead and combine. There we go. I'll go ahead and combine these two. Oh, no, I don't want to, no, not flatten. I just want to merge. And for some reason it's not, oh, because I have the levels thing. I have to select all of those to merge those. Okay. So, and then that's what I'll probably do with him. I'm going to hit P for my patch tool, and I'm going to just try to get him out of there. I just don't, he's not really adding anything to my picture here. The patch tool is pretty good for big things like that. We'll see if it works on this one or not. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. That time I'm pretty happy with it. So there's that, and I'll go in here with the patch tool and use it right here too. Just like that. And we'll also just add a little bit. That doesn't look 100% right there. I don't like that. So what I'll probably do is get my clone tool here. Okay, and then I'll turn that layer back on, and there he is, and I can move him back if I want. I don't want to move the whole thing back. I know. So, and I could put him in front if I wanted to. It just depends on what I want up front. I think I like that better because he's behind him who's behind him. So there we go. I mean, there's really not that much to it. When you're putting all these images together that are on the same field and the same light, it's really not as, it's not that big of a deal. So I like this one. And we'll probably crop this in just a little bit. So what I would do on this is I would go and save the PSD file in case I have to come back and do anything to it once I flatten it, because I tend to flatten things. And so there we go with that. And you can remove the distractions from the background as well and just keep the players here. It's completely up to you, really. Let's see. I'm going to hit P for my patch tool again and see if I can get John out of here. Let's see. Yeah, the patch tool is really awesome for most things, I have to admit. It's going to be kind of difficult for this. Just only because of that leg right there. So what I may do is, let me deselect that. What I may do is, we'll see. This may not work the way that I want it to work. It's not too bad though, I mean, like I said, it's all relative. These are just baseball pictures, and so we could do something like that. We'll see. I'm going to hit my spot healing brush and just get in there with it just a little bit. No, I'm gonna have to patch that. That's bothering me. Again, like that maybe. It does a pretty good job most of the time. I mean, you're not gonna get 100% right every time. I'm gonna use the spot healing brush right there, and then I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this down right here, just like that, just to get. And I mean, I could take this over here too. What I could do is go up here. I feel like I'm not being very clear because I'm kind of doing, I didn't practice on this one. I just went ahead and decided to start it so I could kind of just show you guys. But so you could do that and then mask it and take some of it back off. Just so you could get some more of that leg in there. It looks a little bit more believable. So let me see here. So I think that's looking pretty good. I like it. So I'm gonna save the PSD, and then I think I'm actually gonna just flatten it. I know some of y'all are freaking out. And we'll take some of him out because we did make the whole thing longer. So there's that. I don't know. Maybe I'll crop it like this because I kind of want to keep him in there and keep him in the action. So there you go. I mean, like, that's going to be our composite. It's not as difficult as one would think, to be honest with you. You just, especially when you're using a series of images that are taken within, milliseconds of each other, it's not as big of a deal because you're going to get the same lighting, and it's not going to, it's not going to be a big deal. But, like I said, I like to remove some of the distractions if at all possible because I want the focus to be on the action, because that's really what you're trying to get whenever you're doing a composite like this. I'm just using the patch tool right now to do this, and I don't really even have to take this out, honestly, but let me see. There we go. Sometimes the patch tool gets a little odd. So then I'll revert back to the spot healing brush. Okay, so I'm going to go save as, and now I'm going to save this as a JPEG because that's what I'm working on right now. And then we'll go ahead and do whatever edit that we're going to do on it. So I'll come back and do that in just a second. Okay, so on the composite, one thing I didn't mention, on some of these you may have to grab some of the ground below the boys. This one I didn't really need to. It worked out really well, but sometimes you'll need the shadow on the ground, so you might have to grab some from the original. In other words, you would go and get like some of this down here as well in the composite. So anyways, from here we would just go and edit it, and you could go any way you wanted to with this. I usually would do something like, you know, I would do vivacious, or to be honest with you, I would probably do the sky action, which is sort of weird for this, but let me see. Just because it adds a little bit of extra color that sometimes the vivacious one doesn't. I wish I had the ball coming in back there. I wonder if I do have one with the ball coming in. Because that would be kind of cool to add into the composite as well. I don't see the ball coming in anywhere. I mean, you could even add this, you know, to the composite too, if you wanted to. I'm not going to get one with the ball, doesn't look like, so no biggie. No biggie. Okay, so back to this. You know, and that's not a big deal. If you want to do a cleaner edit, what you just could do is run Arise and Shine, and that's from the Kansas collection. And then I'll wait to do that. So this is Arise and Shine. It makes a huge difference. It just makes everything just kind of pop. And then I'll probably bring the opacity down, and then I'm going to flatten it, and then I'm going to hit Control J. And I use this knit collection, which I think is now free. I think Google made it free recently, and so you can go on there and get it. But it's basically an HDR kind of program. So, and what I would probably do is grab something like this that's really outrageously HDR, but that's why I did it on a new layer or a separate layer, so I can control the opacity or mask it off if I want to mask it off. So I've got it on there, and then I'm going to bring this down. You see, it gives it like that gritty look, which I like. It's almost a little bit too much, but I don't know. I just really like it on this one, if I'm being honest. So I'll probably keep that like that. And you can play with the blending modes of this as well. I think I like it on normal the best. Not that I tried any of the other ones. And if you want to make it less noticeable, you can take some of it out of there, because that's where it's really looking kind of, if you just really want it on like your main players here, which in this case is Grayson. So I'll probably just flatten that. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot to this, to be honest with you. I always do sharpen noise, which gives it a little bit of noise reduction as well as a little bit of sharpening. And that one is in both the Kansas collection and the Sunkissed collection. But yeah, I mean, those are really cool. I might go down to the Sunkissed collection and add some green in, because the HDR kind of took some of the color out, I feel like. You don't have to do this. It just kind of makes it pop, and you don't have to do like anything major. In fact, I'll probably turn that down just a little bit. And then I have the Lemon Lime Grass Be Gone, also in the Sunkissed collection. So I'd run that on there and maybe take some of this yellow out, because I don't really want to draw attention to the highlights in the grass. So you can kind of see what that did. And honestly, there's just not a whole lot else I would do. I think it looks really good like this. You know, you could pop the color on the cleats if you wanted to, or something like that. You know what I might do is go down here to the Summer Sparkle, which is basically like a sharpener, and I might just sharpen the heck out of these right in here where the dirt's coming up. So something like that. Just give it a little bit of, in fact, I think I want to turn the brightness off or turn it down. That's to brighten it, and then there's a sharpening mechanism as well. So anyways, I really like that. I think it looks really awesome. It gives you a lot of definition right there. His little face is so cute. You can tell he's been drinking red Gatorade, and he's got his eye black on. I kind of love baseball season. It was different this year because Hudson was kind of at that age where he was all over the place. But I think next year, or even fall ball, I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would do on this, and there's really not. I think it looks really neat the way that it is. You know, sometimes I'll go in here and play around with like a levels layer to kind of give it a little bit of pop. On this one, I don't even know that it needs it, but I like that enough. So anyways, that is the composite that I have been waiting to show you guys. The original one that I did, let's see if I can find it. I emailed a link of it to myself. This is my personal email, so it's got all kinds of random stuff in here, like shopping. So here is the original one that I had posted for you guys that didn't have the tutorial. So that one's the same one. I mean, I did it exactly the same way. On this one though, I definitely did bring some dirt with me, so you can see that there. And I blurred the background of this one a little bit, which you can do. It's, you know, not a big deal. So anyways, that's it. So I know that these can be daunting, but you know, this technique can be used for all kinds of stuff. So the only other thing I'll say is that, so my store is at kansaspits.bigcartel.com. So the ones that I used some from the Sunkissed, and then also some from the Ultimate Collection, and those are all in the presets and actions. So here was the original. Let's see, let me find the original one where the little guy's in there. So if we reset it, that's kind of what we started with, and then we applied the Brilliance preset from the Sunkissed collection, and then eventually got all the way to there. So that's kind of our before and after. So anyways, there we go. Thanks guys, and don't forget, feel free to share this. Like I said, these can be daunting, so this is a very good starter tutorial. It's not super in-depth, but it kind of starts giving you the basics of kind of how to start doing it. So anyways, thanks guys, I appreciate it.